Let's rewind a little bit. Back on Harford Road and 30th Street, Zeke laid out in front of the barbershop in a puddle of his own blood, eyes wide open, dead as a doorknob. His little son grabbing and pulling on him, screaming, "Daddy, Daddy, get up, Daddy!" The shooters then already jumped in the car and fled. People coming out their houses, people coming out the barbershop. A couple minutes later, the paramedics get there, along with the fire trucks and the police. He was pronounced dead on the scene. They put a white sheet over top of him. Waited for the coroner to come with the meat wagon and scrape him up out the concrete. Police start going door to door asking people what they saw. They take Zeke's son down to the station. Little Shorty was still in shock, seeing his father laid out like that. Traumatizing. So once Zeke baby mother get down there, they takes them both into the interrogation room. They get to asking the little boy what did he see. But all Shorty could really tell him was it was two guys with masks on. They got out of a car and shot his daddy. Tried to describe the car, but he don't know the different types of makes and models. The little kid for real. But they did get out of what he said, that the shooters was in a wagon. Black tinted out wagon. Now Zeke baby mother was taking his death hard as well, crying uncontrollably. Then on top of losing Zeke, just knowing that his son seen that firsthand, crushed her. Janelle was a good girl. She was in medical school, worked a part-time job at night. But Zeke was the love of her life. So after the police was finished interrogating them, Zeke brothers get down the station in a rage. They trying to calm you down. But him and Zeke was the closest out the bunch. They threatened to lock him up because he was going off down the station. He just stormed out of there, jumped in his car, and peeled the fuck off. But Sting was a little more calmer. They takes him in the interrogation room, get to ask him, like, do you know who could have been responsible for this? Or was your brother in any type of beef or anything like that? With tears in his eyes and hurt on his heart. He looked at the detective in his eyes and told him, my little brother dead, man. Ain't nothing I could tell you gonna bring him back. And with that being said, he got up and ended the interview abruptly. Janelle and baby Zeke, Zeke's son, was still out in the foyer. The detectives offered to give him a ride home, but Sting said, no, y'all come with me. They hopped in the car with Sting. Daniel had took off out of anger. So on their way to the house, Sting get to telling Janelle, I know how my brother felt about y'all. So if you need anything, and I mean anything, don't hesitate to call me. He in the backseat crying, holding our son. After that, they just rode at home in silence. He finally pulled up off Rosedale in Baltimore County, little townhouses. He walks them in the house to make sure everything good in the house. Now, as they open in the front door, they could hear the phone ringing. Sting reaching his jacket, pulled his Glock out. Get to walking all through the house, upstairs, downstairs, making sure it's all clear and everything good. Janelle went over to the phone, answered the phone. She answers the phone. It's Linda on the other line. He yelling in the phone. He gone, he gone. So Janelle, she get to crying, thinking that Linda is talking about Zeke. They both on the phone crying. Then, right in the midst of both of them crying, Linda says he shot himself. So that snapped Janelle out of it. Like, what are you talking about? Linda like, Levi, he shot himself. But Janelle like, oh my God, Sting. He get to yelling up the steps, Sting. Sting thinking something wrong. He run down the steps, gun in his hand. Janelle crying, holding the phone, shaking her head. Sting like, what is it? Point to the phone. She saying, Levi shot himself. Saying he did, he shot himself. Sting like, what? Oh my God. Not my brother. Both of my baby brothers. He grabbed the phone, like, what happened to him? The crying on the phone, I don't know, I found him like this. He just couldn't believe it. All kind of thoughts going through his mind. He sit down at the kitchen table and just break down. Just kept saying, my brothers. Janelle crying. He just gets up from the table and storm out the house, full of rage and anger. Meanwhile, over West Baltimore, Magic and baby Fred, they pulled up to Drew Hill Park. Bought the car, hop out, go down to the water, throw the straps in the water. Once that was done, baby Fred like, all right, come on, let's go to my baby mother house, get the other straps. So they jump in the whip. Magic sparked a big ass blunt. They riding and smoking. So Magic telling him like, yeah, once we go pick them straps up, we gonna call Unc about that bread. So once they finally makes it over east, they pulls up in front of Fred baby mother house. He hop out, knock on the door. 5 minutes later, after Fred had to knock on the back door, knock on the front door. He finally wakes up, come to the door, lets him in. Magic go ahead on and sit on the couch. Baby Fred run upstairs, grab the joints. Boom, Fred come back down, pass Magic the 357. He tucked the 38, sit down on the other side of the couch. Magic passed him the blunt. So Fred hit the blunt. He like, man, I need that money like yesterday. Magic like, no bullshit. Matter of fact, let me leave the house phone real fast. So baby Fred get up, go in the kitchen, bring him the house phone. He get to calling Mr. Felix. After about the third ring, Felix answered the phone. Hello? Magic, like what it is, old school. Mr. Felix, like talk to me.